Good evening, good evening, good evening. We are back in live in action. We're on social media platform. It is Tuesday here in the United States. We are on the JADASA Live podcast. We're located here in St. Louis, but globally we're across social media platforms and the Blog Talk Radio. I am your host, Cynthia R. Bennett. And here on this podcast, we talk about issues dealing with domestic violence, abuse, and neglect to raise awareness, to provide resources, and offer hope through educating, edifying, and encouraging in our communities, locally and globally. So we will also be having our guests. We will have a new program in the upcoming season. As I said, I am excited. We are back. I get to share with you some of the things that's going on. I am in my office, my brick and mortar office. God has been wonderful to us. I am not going to lie, but I am here sitting in my office. And I'm just excited about what he is doing through us for the community. And I always want everybody to just take notice and get buy-in in this, because this we cannot do without the community. And I know that I am smart enough to know that everything we do is not for us doing it, and it's not by us. It is a part of the community. So I am glad. I want to thank you, our viewers, and our listeners, and ask that if this podcast in the past, what we talked about, has helped you in any kind of way with you or your family. But I'm going to tell you something. Because of what we've talked about in the past, I have been coming up with people who asked to come on this podcast to be interviewed, to discuss, and we will have firsthand knowledge where people will come and share information. I've been contacted by judges who want to get on this platform to talk about domestic violence. So people, I'm telling you all, it's going to be on and popping, as the young folks say. So if this is helping you in any way, we ask you to go to our website, our social media pages, and look at the causes we're raising. We're asking you to like and share. When you come across this podcast, whether it's today or tomorrow or any other time in the future, we're asking you to like it and share, because somebody on your timeline may need this information. So if you want to know any more about what we're offering, the resources, the direct services, the outreach services that we're doing, the educational services that we're doing in the community, we ask you to go to our webpage at jadasa.org, www.jadasa.org. You can also go to our new Facebook page. It is called JADASA with Cynthia Bennett. I am in the midst of condensing and consolidating my personal profile with JADASA, because I'm one. JADASA is me, and I'm JADASA. So I only need one page. I only need one Facebook page or social media platform as far as Facebook. I don't need a profile and a JADASA page. So I'm in the middle of condensing that, so you can still go out there. But before we get started, I want you all to look at some of the announcements that we've got going, to see what we're talking about. And what your dollars, when we get out there and beg you and ask you for money and ask you to help with resources, I want you to see, and this upcoming December the 18th, we are going to do a Facebook Live so you can see what your money is going to. When we are sitting up there begging and asking folks, calling to sponsor, to donate, to be a part of fundraisers, events, we want you to see what your dollars are going to. So I am going to put up some announcements. Our JADASA Sister Sis, that is our weekly support closed group. You guys, this is just, we have women calling, when we're going to do this, and some of the certain topics we talked about, it is helping. It is helping our women. It is helping our volunteers. It's helping me. Everybody that comes, some days we have a full room, but it's to the point now next year we'll talk about some of the things in 2023. But this is our weekly closed support group circle. It is on Wednesdays from 5 to 6 o'clock here on site. And we're asking you to call if you want to be a part of this. So I just want to share that with you about, we are still doing our Sister Sis support group session. So if you know of an organization who is looking for some of their clients, they can send them on over to us and we'll provide those services for them because we are a part of the community. Ladies, guys, if you have daughters, nieces, sisters from the ages of 10 to 19, 10 to 18, I think. Our upcoming Developer Spring 2023 is coming where they will be talking about mentorships. Every female we have will be a female of color who has a business, who has to talk about ownership. Our girls need to see that. We talk about personal finance, how we can balance checkbooks, how we know if you ain't got it, don't spend it. Personal finances. We talk about entrepreneurship, and the part of that is building your own app. I teach that part, and we have another assistant that teaches that about how to build your own app. Why? Because it teaches them about personal finances. It teaches them about entrepreneurship, whether they want to go into their own business and build the apps, or if they want to get a taste of the technology field and probably want to go into that career. But it is to develop her. That's why we call it develop her. This is coming up. If you know anybody that want to participate, it is only for 4 Saturdays, people. We're asking you to commit to 4 Saturdays from 10 to 12:30, 4 Saturdays. And at the end of those 4 Saturdays, the kids will do a presentation of their apps. We will give them a certificate, and we also give them a $50 gift card, planting a seed into them to know that you can be paid for your knowledge. You can be paid for your knowledge, and for spending 4 Saturdays with us, we're going to give them $50 to build an app and to learn something, planting a seed. Mother, father, aunts, cousins, big sis, big brother, all we're asking you to do is to send this to people you know. It is going to be on Ferguson, across the street from the Delwood Rec Center, by the skating ring, by between Chambers and West Florissant. It is going to be there for 4 Saturdays. If you know any other organizations, schools that you know, if you're a counselor, send this information or call us and contact us, and we will send you some flyers to send out to these girls, because we want to fill this class up, and we want them to talk about group circles, personal finance, mentorship, entrepreneurship, building their apps, to plant a seed. Just for 4 weeks, they get a $50 gift certificate. The next one is coming up. It will be in March, February or March. I forgot the date. I didn't put it on here, but we will, as we get closer to Christmas, we will put that out there. But we want you to save those dates. Developer, let them come out and just be a part, to share and to learn something about building apps. Okay, so we're going to keep putting this out here every time I have a podcast. Okay, now I'd like to give a shout out. Jacob Beard. Everybody know who Jacob Beard is. He is our minister of music. He plays the keyboard at our church, but he also does something on the side with weddings and photography. If you guys like my intro music, that is my personal intro music. I have the copyright to that. Jacob Beard put that together. I just want to give him a shout out for Jacob Beard Media for putting my intro together. That is mine, all mine, and I love it. I like it, and I'm going to play it until I come up with something else, if I should feel like coming up with something else. But that is my intro. I just wanted to give shout out to Jacob Beard Media for putting that together. And if you guys have something you want to go, please reach out to him for his services. He is a great guy, and he will do you right. JADASA in the new year, 2023. I just wanted to bring this up to you guys because there's a lot of things that's going to be going on. I think I put it in somewhere. I don't know where I was putting. I was putting something down somewhere, and I don't know what I did with it. But anyway, we will have new programming. We will have people to come on like we did before, to interview them again. Like I said, we've had judges that reach out to us. We've had business owners to reach out to us who offered their services, who offered to come on this podcast to share and talk about domestic violence, to talk about laws, to talk about business, to talk about topics that's going to be interesting to us in the community to help us. Okay, I'm not going to have somebody come talk about something that has nothing to do with nothing that we don't want to hear, or has nothing that's going to benefit the community. I'm not going to do that to myself, and I'm not going to do that to you. So I vet these people. I asked them before what we're going to talk about, how it's going to help the community. It's all about the community. So I want you all to be on the lookout for 2023. We are also having a lot of doors open. We have traveled. We have been traveling, and I'm going back to DC, you all, and I'm as excited about what JADASA is doing and other agencies in the community. But of course, I am excited about what we are doing in the community and how doors are just being opening for networking, for meeting people that I thought I would never meet, running across people who said they've been following and watching me that I had no clue. Not that they mentioned anything on Facebook, they've never said anything, but when they did come to me, oh, I've been following you, and it just makes my heart glad because it shows that people are listening. And I'm not saying listen to me, but listen to what we're talking about. Listen to the topics, because these are needed, much needed topics, and we they need to be talked about. So, we like I said, we are done with lip service. I need you to put some action to it. And I'm holding these people that want to come on the podcast. I'm going to put their feet to the fire. What are you going to do? How are you going to help the community? What is it in it for us? Because I don't want anybody to think they're going to come on this website or come on this podcast for marketing purposes to push their agenda. No, the only agenda we pushing is JADASA as it relates to domestic violence, sexual violence, abuse, and how we're going to help the community. That is my agenda. And I promise you, if somebody is coming on with something else, I'm going to know beforehand, and I'm not going to bring them before you. So those are our announcements and stuff. So what are we doing? Y'all, like I said, just talk about some of the things we have done in 2022. We're going into 2023. I'm telling you, 2023 too has been an explosive year. Again, we're in our new offices. I'm sitting in actually my office. The other office is down the hall. The other employees are down the hall. So I am excited about what we are doing. Our support groups have grown so big. Our sister says it has grown to the point that we, in January, we are moving it to our resource center on West Florissant. That's bigger space, more open space, and therefore we can get more people who wants to come to the support group session. So that speaks about growth. And they say anything that's not growing is dying. So I'm glad that we are progressing, that we're growing, and the people are coming to share and to offer their services. So that Sister Sis group, that is, we're going to be moving to our new location, and that's going to always be on a Wednesday, 5 to 6. And when daylight saving times come back around, it may move it to 6 to 7. Okay, but we want to make sure that we are safe in these times. We have to be wise. We are safe in these times, and that we are not, out in the dark, with all these ladies and stuff. So again, what I want to talk about as well, your money. When we're always on here talking about begging and asking you to donate and sponsor this and sponsor that and support this and buy a ticket for that, it's for a reason. And this is our JADASA Joy Christmas Outreach Program. You guys, your money, let me tell you what your money has done. We have close to 150 kids that will be at this outreach, Christmas outreach. We sent emails out, and it's an exclusive invite. Those that have been selected, we have reached out to schools, we have reached out to churches, we have reached out to communities, and we had specific criteria that they needed to meet to get these toys. We have 150 close to 150 kids. That is almost double than we had last year. Last year, we had 10 bikes we gave away. This year, we are giving away 30 bikes. 30. Outside of the toys that they're already getting. 30 bikes. This is what your dollars are doing. This is the result of us begging and asking you to support a cause, to support what we're doing, to support the community. Because even though parents are going through, and we go through, everybody go through, but these parents that's going through, we want to make this experience as less disruptive as we can for the kids. Not only did the kids didn't ask for it, the parents didn't ask for it either. The person that's going through it didn't ask for it either. But the kids, they are always the ones who suffers the most when there's adult issues. And so we are just excited about what you guys have done because of your donations and your sponsorships and your buying tickets and all of that. We are able to serve 150, close to 150 kids for this year's JADASA Joy Christmas Toys Outreach Program. They don't have to buy nothing. All they do is have to show up. They have to show up. The parents have to show up with them because we're not babysitting. We're not going to babysit, and then you're not going to send your kids either. You going to come with your kids and experience the joy of Christmas, the JADASA Joy Christmas. And so, again, we have close to 150 kids, 30 bikes so far. We might get more. I don't know. 30 bikes outside of all the dolls and the toys and the headphones and all that other stuff. We have at least 30 bikes that we're going to raffle off. So at least 30 kids will win a bike to go home, to take home with them. And we want to thank you, the community. And we're going to do a live Facebook feed. We are also going to put pictures out there because we want you to see what we're doing with your money. Everybody is not transparent, but I can't talk about everybody. I'm talking about me. I'm talking about JADASA. We are trying to be transparent. We are being transparent because we want you to see what your dollars are doing. They're going to have hot chocolate. They're going to have cookies. They're going to have, each one going to have their own stocking stuffers with candy. And then, of course, they get to pick their toys. We have volunteers. If you want to volunteer, you send us the email because we call them Santa shoppers. So we're going to have adults who are going to be assisting and be Santa shoppers or Santa shopper helpers to help the kids based on their age group and their gender, the toys that they should get. And then everybody gets a ticket for the drawing of a bike. Again, we've tripled it. Last year we had 10 bikes. This year we have 30, at least starting right now. And so I'm excited about the JADASA, and it's going to get bigger. So next year we may have to go in the gym. It's going to get bigger. I already know this. And we've already talked about what we're going to do next year. It's going to be on a bigger, even bigger scale. Collaborations and partnerships in the community. As I said, open doors. I have had people that I've even contacted or contacted me, and the collaborations and partnerships have been very favorable. I have started this year. If you guys didn't know, I was online on Zoom, and I started with churches talking about domestic abuse. And I want to share this with those that's in the faith-based organization, because I know some pastors and some leaders are leery of this, and some of them even the way they was speaking against it. What we're doing is to help you. We want to be a resource for you, to help you with your members. We're not here to point fingers at you. We're not here to point fingers at nobody else. We are here to be a resource. So when you have members that come to you saying that they're in this type of situation, you can say, oh, okay, I got a resource. I have someone we can send you to. What better way to help a soul deal with that situation? Now, maybe they don't go to your church. They're in your community. Remember, the church was the beacon of the community. So they come into your community and you provide that type of service besides food, like a food bank and clothing, but they're going through that, and I have somebody you can talk to. Don't you know that person will remember you and what you've done for them? What is that saying that I think it was Maya Angelou said, that people may not remember your name. They may not remember what you said, but they'll remember how you made them feel. Can you imagine how they will feel knowing that somebody has a resource or a service in place for me at that church? Now, when they get ready to go to church, or they decide to go to church, guess what? They will think favorable of you. That is a soul. That is a person that's a possibility. So preachers and faith-based organizations, when we come to you and you hear other people talking about us and what we're doing, we are here just to be a resource to help you, to be a resource to your community, to be a resource to your members, because you want to respond, refer, and recognize, respond, and refer, because you can't be the one-stop shop in something like this. We talk about that. And so those have sparked partnerships in the community. I've had pastors to reach out to me. Again, I have business owners. I've had judges. I've had politicians. So, I'm going wherever the door open. And if God tells me to go, that's where I'm going. And I believe he is ordering my footsteps, and along with my husband, but I am excited about what is happening and what is going on with JADASA starting in 2020. Well, hey, started back in 2002. Let's go back 20 years. That all of that was seeds, just planting seeds. I can sit down and tell you about all the days and the naysayers and all the times when I second guess myself, but I'm still here. And I'm doing it. And now the manifestation is here. And I speak that all the time. So whoever is out here listening and you feel like what you're doing is just taking long and why is this not happening? It is going to happen. Let me tell you, when you say you have a dream, the dream won't let you go even when you want to let the dream go. When you say, you know what, that's it, I'm done, I'm not doing it. When you have a dream and you want to let it go, the dream won't let you go. So I want you to continue to hang in there, even through the midst of your tears. Hey, I get it. I've been there, done that. Tears, upset, like, forget it. I'm not dealing with it no more. Oh, why they not listening to me? You will be surprised. Now I am getting results. I am getting responses from people who said something that I've done or said years ago. I'm just getting it now in 2022. Some of them said something like 10 years ago. What? It's just coming around now to 2022. So keep planting, because when you plant seeds, if it's on good ground, first of all, it's not going to pop up real quick. Weeds pop up real quick. You don't want that. You want the good stuff. You want what you plant or what's been planted. You want it to take root. And sometimes when stuff takes root, it takes a while. It takes a minute. And so I just wanted to share that with somebody who is going through, whether you're going through a business venture, ministry, or whatever it is that you're going through and you're waiting on God. I know waiting hurts. And I know waiting is tiresome. And I know waiting, who wants to wait? You get tired of it. But in your waiting, just constantly be doing stuff. Constantly find your hands doing stuff. Constantly feeding the dream. Speak something, read something, go somewhere, something that's going to constantly give you that fuel to always say, you know what, I'm going to try it again. I'm going to keep going. I'm going to keep going. I'm going to keep going. Folks, I'm telling you what I know. I'm not telling you something somebody told me. I'm not telling you something from a book. I'm telling you what I went through, what I lived. I'm telling you, been there, done that. We're going to have those seasons where we feel like ain't nothing happening. Nothing happening. And now when I'm hearing people saying stuff that I've said 10 years ago, oh, I watch you, I follow you. You follow me. I don't even see you say nothing on Facebook. I never say, they say, well, because I don't say nothing don't mean I'm not following you. So now, I had to retrain my mind. I'm not worried about who pops up on this screen. I know it's going to go where it's supposed to go, and it's going to land where it's supposed to land. And so the new programming we have, again, we have these coming up. The developer, please get these girls. We want to get these girls to combat financial abuse, right? They need to learn about entrepreneurship, or even if they want to learn about mobile app, they want to go in the tech field. They want to talk about every person that comes that talk to them about entrepreneur is a woman of color. Is a woman of color. They need to see themselves. They need to see us. They need to hear our struggles, because they need to know that everything is just not going to fall out the sky. Everything just not going to fall the way you want to. They need to see and hear the struggles and then see the successes, so they'll know when they're going through these are seasons, because we have to prepare them. Because if we don't prepare them, they're going to give up. We got to prepare them, and we have to let them know, hey, yeah, baby, we know this going to happen, but you can make it. See, the person that can't handle nothing, because nobody told them to be expecting this. Yeah, we know you're going this way, but we have detours, and we want our girls to know that and to see that. That's why every woman that we have that come to developer, that shares their story or that assists, These are women of color, and this is nothing to say about anybody else but female, even female, not just women of color, but females, because we're dealing with women, okay? I know men being abused. I know that, but right now we're dealing with women and children, and we want women to come so they can see women. The glass ceiling is shattered. Okay, we're reaching higher heights and deeper depths, and so that is what we're doing for next year. We're going on for 2023. You're going to hear more what's going on. I will be coming back on before now Christmas, because I want to talk about the holiday season. This is not a holly jolly season for everybody, especially when somebody's going through trauma. This is not a good season. Everybody is not happy. Everybody is not tiptoeing through the snow and wrapping Christmas and drinking eggnog and hot chocolate and singing Christmas caroling. That's not everybody's dilemma. That's not everybody's life. And so we want to share that, because I want us to know that there are people out there who feel like they're falling through the cracks, who feel like they're drowning, who feel like they're in a whirlwind. And we need to reach out to them, check on them, check on our friends and our families, the ones that look like they strong. Check on them, because the ones that pretend to be they strong, they may be strong in front of you, but when they get behind them closed doors, you don't know what they're going through. I've been there. I know what I'm talking about. Trust it. I've buried 6 siblings and both my parents. This time of year was not a good time in the year, especially when it was fresh. It wasn't a good time for me. I wasn't looking for this holiday. So, but I thank God that He's helped me. And I love celebrating it, because I still have family here. I still have my husband and my children. And so, but everybody has to get through that season. They have to go through those transitions. And so that's why the next podcast, we will be talking about the Christmas season, those who's dealing with traumatic, not just abuse, maybe the death of a loved one, a loss of a child, or divorce, or loss of a job, or lost your house, anything that's a traumatic experience. And this is not really a good time of year, because everybody is not looking forward to this holiday season. And so we have to be mindful of that and to understand that. And so we, of course, still need more resources in the community, because we have elderly abuse out there. We have abuse from women and children. We have children who are being neglected. We still need resources. We still need to reach out to our elected officials. Again, I am excited for the collaboration that I have with the politicians, the pastors, the business owners, the judges. So I'm excited. I will share more as they unfold. And reason why I said it unfold, I remember someone years put something on Facebook. They said, when you put something out on social media, not just Facebook, you either put it down when it's happening or it's already done. So I'm not going to share everything until it's happening or it's already done, because everybody is not excited about what you're doing. Even if it's helping somebody else, everybody is not excited, but that's okay too. That's okay too, because your haters will be your elevators to help you get to the next level. So that's okay too. But I want to get on here and pop on here and share with you what JADASA has been doing for 2022 and what we're going in 2023. And when I say we, I mean you too, because I always tell everybody to take buy-in. Take buy-in. And so before I get into my spiel, if you know somebody, you know anyone who needs help, call the National Domestic Violence Hotline at 1-800-799-7233, or the National Sexual Assault Hotline, 1-800-656-4673. I don't have all these numbers down packed yet. In the U.S., or you can reach us at JADASA, jadasa.org. Go to our website or our social media platform, or you can call our 800 number, 292-2145. Now, this, because we're global and we're not just in St. Louis as far as the social media platforms, there are support services for domestic violence, sexual violence, and neglect in more than 205 countries. And it is at the No More Global Directory. So you will go to nomoredirectory.org. There you would select your country that you're in, and they will have service that will assist you. Because if you didn't know, domestic abuse is not just a St. Louis thing, it's not just a Black thing, it's not a poor thing, it's not a uneducated thing. A domestic violence does not care who you are, it crosses all boundaries. It crosses all ethnicities. It crosses everything. And so that's why we talk about the global directory, because I told you, JADASA is global. We are global. And I'm speaking it right now. You just wait and watch. We now in 205 countries, you can go and find some type of service in your country that can help you if you are going through any type of domestic violence or sexual abuse. Now, I'm going to leave you with this because I like the scripture and I think it's befitting, and I just happen to like it again. Jeremiah 29:11 says, "For I know the thoughts that I think towards you, saith the Lord, the thoughts of peace and not of evil, to give you an expected end." And I always say that God says he wants to give us an expected end. He wants to give you the end that he expects you to have. He wants to give you the end that he expects you to have and that you expect to have. You expect to have peace because he's thinking peaceful thoughts of you. He's thinking good thoughts of you. He's not thinking evil. He's telling us already what he's thinking. He's thinking good things of you. And so that's what he want to give you, the end that he expects you to have. And so remember, I want you to know this. JADASA is a community organization, and you are a global community. Therefore, you are JADASA. It's JADASA 24/7, 365 days, all day, every day. With that being said, I want you to be safe. I want you to be well, and I want you to be whole. Good night.